Wednesday, May the 20th, 2020. Bread and Circuses. Dear Mustafa, it's coming up to 5 p.m, and so I'm writing to you just before the next episode of Control the Virus. I wonder who will be our lead actor today. The recovering hero? The repetitive scientist? Or perhaps a flashy new character? Over the past 8 weeks, I have parroted the officially prescribed 3-word slogans, furiously clapped on Thursdays, and gladly shone a light on a Tuesday, even though the sun is still up. I fear that I am morphing into an obedient citizen slave, cheering for our supreme emperor. So when I hear a government minister saying, "Now is not the time to ask questions, make comparisons, or apportion blame," I know that is precisely what we should be doing. Our entire lockdown script is based on an Imperial College paper. I wrote about this in the last postcard. It is now clear that this paper was seriously defective. However, let's adopt an imperialesque hyperbole. Instead of their estimated 500,000 deaths, let's make it 1.1 million people that would have perished without this lockdown. Therefore, let's assume that the government's action plan will have saved 1 million lives. Behaving like a life insurance company, let us cost these 1 million lives. I'm sure I will be called heartless for doing this. To save 1 million souls, the government has reduced by 25% the UK's £2 trillion economy. Let's call that £500 million. Adding to this, we have spent 200 billion since the lockdown, with another 100 billion in the pipeline till September, so 300 billion in 6 months. To give this context, we spend 60 billion a year on the military. And let us leave aside the Bank of England's action on zero rates and the quantitative easing for the time being. So on the back of an envelope, it will have cost the government roughly 800 billion to insure 1 million people, of which 650,000 will be dead anyway in 2 years. Again, I am being heartless. This means that the insurance policy cost £800,000 per person. Now, please repeat the slogan, clap and shine a light. This ludicrous scenario does not include the environment this government policy has created of scaring the living daylights out of the citizenry and the permanent harm that this has done. This damage will be made up of little nameless acts of cancelled operations, not visiting the doctor, and of not getting hold of basic prescriptions. So if the imperial paper was wrong, and the lives saved are a fraction of that number, let alone our inflated calculations, then the costs are enormous and off by a multiple of 10. The insurance policy has been badly mispriced. This current government, with its Brexit medals, surely considers itself better than the rest of Europe, yet we slavishly follow them. Ironic. Will our sloganeers admit the error in their policy? Highly unlikely. A more likely path is one of doubling down and creating new slogans so that we remain frightened and afraid to ask questions. It is simpler to provide bread and circuses than make an adult admission of error and find a practical path out. It is now time to watch the 5 p.m. show. We know it is providing faulty advice, yet we must accept these flawed instructions. Happy days, and hope to see you soon. Chris.